People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Tonight, this is going to be a special one. Two teams who can play really, really good on any given night, and they both hope that that will be the case tonight. They've been two of the top teams in the conference this year. We're talking about the Cuba City Cubans and the Southwestern Wildcats, and we are going to have a very, very special one here tonight at the James Nettlecoff Gymnasium at Southwestern High School as these two teams go at it for third place in SWAL Boys Hoops. Welcome to Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Another night, another big one in SWAL Boys Hoops. It's Cuba City and Southwestern in the battle for Highway 80. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, this is Matthew Gannon. And first, let's talk about Cuba City here. Coming in here, visiting. They started the season 0-3, went on a 5-game win streak before dropping their last game in a pretty close one to Mineral Point on Monday night. It's been a solid season, the second season for Cuba City under head coach Tanner Sheevy, and you'll hear more from him as we hear his coach's interview later on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show, but him and his team feels like a lot of those early losses they took in that game against Mineral Point, if they had a little more time at the end, that some of those losses could have been wins. They feel like they've made some pretty good strides throughout the season and are starting to play some better basketball as the season has gone on. Southwestern, 10-2 on this season. A couple of games ago when Southwestern was at Darlington and I had the opportunity to speak with Coach Nemitz, we talked about how this is the best start Southwestern has had since 2013, I believe, when they were 10-0 and took that to the regional finals. The thing with Southwestern, however, and that 10-2 record is they've looked good against some of those smaller school opponents they've played, and those in their own division. They are the lone D5 team in the SWAL, but they are 3-2 and tied for third in the SWAL. They've got a 20-point loss at the hands of Mineral Point and a 9-point loss to Darlington. So coming in here with Cuba City, the question is, can they hang with the big dogs? That's something that we don't know, and something that we'll find out later tonight. Coming up on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, you'll hear from head coach Tanner Sheevy of the Cuba City Cubans and head coach Clint Nemitz of the Southwestern Wildcats. This is the Rally Cheese pregame show presented by Rally Cheese at the intersection of Highway 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Tanner Sheevy after these messages on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Back in the Rally Cheese pregame show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tonight we're at Southwestern High School in Hazel Green for a battle for Highway 80 between the Cuba City Cubans and the Southwestern Wildcats. We are now joined by Tanner Sheevy, the head coach of the Cuba City Cubans. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
All right, tonight you're playing in your 6th conference game of the season and your 10th game overall, and I want to know, what are some of your thoughts on this first half of the season?
Yeah, I think that we've gotten a lot better. We've progressed moving forward. We lost some games early that we beat teams that have beat the teams we lost. We feel like we've improved. This is as a second year, and we talked last time, it's so much more fun to have guys that know the expectation, and we're big on learning, and I think we try and learn every day, and as the season goes on, we want to continue to get better. And I think that tonight will be another night of we're trying to get better. We don't want our best basketball to be tonight. We want our best basketball to be at the end of the year. And so as we play, we look at how can we improve night in and night out. And so tonight will be another test of how can we improve and try and still be successful at the same time.
All right, now one of the big storylines tonight is going to be the battle in the post between Bryce Pierce and Braden Joel. How much are you going to look to go inside, and how are you going to attack and defend Pierce?
Yeah, he's a problem. Because of his, and everybody worries about his size, but I think that he has really good footwork and he has really good hands. And so trying to keep him shooting shots that are outside of his comfort zone, making him catch the ball a step or two outside of where he normally catches it, or making him go over a shoulder that he's not comfortable with, that'll be a big test for us tonight. And then on the flip side, Braden Joel is shooting 37% from the three-point line. And on Monday, he had 2 big threes. And so it'll be interesting to see if Bryce will come out and guard Braden Joel from the three-point line. And we're going to try and use our quickness and athleticism. And don't be weirded out if we go small tonight and make him have to guard one of our littles, playing 5 guards on the perimeter, and see if he wants to chase any of our guys around.
Yeah, and last time I saw you, that was against Mineral Point. And in that game, I saw your Cubans control the pace and flow for much of the first half, playing slow and taking really smart shots. Is that something you're going to look to do once again against a Southwestern team who really likes to get out and run up and down the court?
And against Mineral Point, that wasn't really by design. Mineral Point's size and length, we really struggled attacking the rim against them, and our guys, we talk about, we just don't want to turn the ball over. We want to get a shot every possession. And so against Mineral Point, our guys took whatever we could get as the best team shot, just trying not to turn the ball over. Now tonight, they have a different a new problem for us. They're not as long and lengthy, but they really get after it, and they want to attack the basket and attack the ball. So passes tonight in the air that are in the air for a long time, we have to make sure we come get. And so, we're just going to try and play our game and dictate what we want, and just make sure that we get our best team shot every time down the floor.
And for tonight's Russell Law Office's injury report, there were not any injuries against Mineral Point. Is that still the case tonight?
Yes, it is.
And last question for you. Your 5-game winning streak ended in the last one, but what will it take for the Cubans to get back in the winning column tonight against Southwestern?
Yeah, kind of like we talked about at Mineral Point, we got to keep them off the glass. We have to limit turnovers. Mineral Point went on 2 runs, 19-4 run to end the start of the second half that really put us behind. And so if we can limit Southwestern's runs tonight and dictate that we go on our runs, and then basketball is kind of like a roller coaster. You have your ups and your downs, and we just hope that, like Mineral Point's game, our run at the end of the game keeps us ahead. We just kind of ran out of time with them. We're hoping tonight our run at the end of the game will lead us to victory.
Thank you to Coach Tanner Sheevy for joining us on the Rally Cheese pregame show. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Once again, that's Tanner Sheevy of the Cuba City Cubans. You'll hear from Coach Clint Nemitz of the Southwestern Wildcats after these messages on the Rally Cheese pregame show. This is high school boys basketball on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Rally Cheese pregame show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We're in Hazel Green getting set for tonight's contest between the Cuba City Cubans and the Southwestern Wildcats. We're now joined by Clint Nemitz, the head coach of the Southwestern Wildcats. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, to this point in the season, we've seen your Wildcats find a lot of success against the majority of your opponents, but struggle with some top-level conference opponents. As the only Division V school in the SWAL, what challenge does that possess?
I think when we are, we go against these good teams all year long, and we had that tough matchup against Darlington where, we just couldn't get shots to fall. Going against the kind of competition that we're going against in the Q City, Darlington, Mineral Point, we have to find other ways to score. And, last night we played Lancaster, and I thought for the first time all year long against a good opponent, we found ways to get shots, good open shots, and we finally, found the bottom of the net with those open shots and those offensive looks. So going against these teams, they make you find other ways to score, and they make you play team defense with 5 guys, not just, Jack Grundy getting 10 steals and 10 layups a game.
Yeah, and the last time that I had the opportunity to watch your Wildcats play, as you mentioned, you put up quite a fight against Darlington. Well, you did get that Herculean effort down the stretch from Everett Dressler. Your Wildcats struggled to make key shots down the end. Well, you haven't played many close games to this point this year. What have you learned in those few situations, and how are you going to apply what you've learned going forward?
From a coaching standpoint, I learned that, as we dig back into the game, if we find ourselves down, I have to do a better job of getting our guys into the right set and finding the right matchup for us to get those open looks. Now, as you saw against Darlington, we had several opportunities, had a wide open 3 from the top of the key, had 2 or 3 layups that were not finished, but we had spent so much energy digging back into the game and cutting that lead back down that I don't know if we just got gassed and couldn't finish around the rim or what the case may be, but we had our opportunities, and winning close games this time of year as we approach March is kind of the important piece to it all, finding ways to finish.
Yeah, and against Darlington, I saw you look a little bit to play some inside-out offense against the Redbirds through Bryce Pierce. What does his post presence bring to the table for you?
Well, when he walks into the gym, everybody automatically notices him, and he is a focal point for teams. Darlington wasn't doubling down. They were satisfied with just allowing him to touch the ball down there, and if he scored a bunch of points shooting 2-point shots, I think they were fine with that. They didn't want our other guys getting hot from the 3-point line. Now in other games, Bryce has demanded attention from 2 or 3 defenders, and he's taken a beating down there this year. But he does, just his presence alone kind of opens up things. We need to get him finishing around the basket better, because that's only going to open things up more when his percentage starts going up. But yeah, he demands attention from most teams, and he allows guys like Aiden and Everett to kind of roam on the perimeter and get some open looks.
And another thing you mentioned is that key resume-building win you picked up a few nights ago against Lancaster, a regional finalist last year. What did you like about how your team played in that one?
Yeah, it was a really gritty performance. I think I like the fact that we shot to our potential. We are very capable of making 9 threes every game, and we did that finally. So I was happy that we were able to find open looks. We did a better job of finishing shots. I think the thing that I was most impressed with that we did not have against Darlington at all was our defensive intensity. We were high into gaps, and we were making the other team pass around defenders instead of just getting those open looks right to shooters like was kind of happening against Darlington, and ended up hurting us. But against Lancaster, it's nice when you play a team against Lancaster because their energy and as fast as they play, our kids kind of feed off that and want to run with them, and yeah, we didn't have to worry about pumping guys up the other night against Lancaster, which I don't think we will have to against Cuba City either.
And for tonight's Russell Law Office's injury report, are there any injuries to report before our game tonight?
Nope, we're healthy.
Last question for you. Tonight, in a game where you match up well physically against Cuba City, but face a team with a very different play style and tempo, what will it take to defeat the Cubans?
Yeah, I think just controlling our emotions and, taking out the kind of rivalry that there is with Cuba City, making sure that we take care of what we've been working on for the past 2-3 months, and understanding that execution is going to be the thing that wins it. It's not going to be that getting over emotional about the game. It's just going to be, hey, what do I have to do in this situation? What does Cuba City like to do offensively? What does this player like to do? Staying mentally locked into the game, and not worrying about the other person's jersey.
All right, it's a battle between Cuba City and Southwestern in Thursday night boys hoops tonight. We would like to thank Coach Nemitz for joining us on the Rally Cheese pregame show. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Hey, thank you, Matthew.
Once again, that's Coach Clint Nemitz of the Southwestern Wildcats. We'll wrap up the Rally Cheese pregame show after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Welcome back to Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, getting set here for this one between Cuba City and Southwestern and Thursday night SWAL boys hoops. We would like to thank coaches Tanner Sheevy and Clint Nemitz for their time on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show today. And in those interviews, you heard the Russell Law Office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Next up, let's take a look at the Shoebox Scoreboard, which is presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Other action going on tonight. We'll start off in the SWAL in boys hoops. Fenimore travels to Iowa Grant. Mineral Point is at Riverdale. And then it is Boscobel in that last one. Other action tonight. 3 other girls basketball games on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. Big one on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Albany Monticello at Argyle Peck. Big game in that one. River Ridge travels to Highland on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Shullsburg is at Belmont on the X Extreme 107.1 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. So 4 games on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. If you're one of those people who has a bunch of TVs on one wall in your basement and you're a fan of high school hoops here in Southwest Wisconsin, tonight is your lucky night. We'll also take a look at another event happening right now, and that is the college football playoff semifinal between Notre Dame and Penn State. 3:54 left in the first quarter. That one's still tied 0-0. Penn State has got the ball inside of Irish territory, just inside of Irish territory. That game tonight, Ohio State, Texas. Tomorrow in the other semifinal game. So that is your look at the Shoebox scoreboard, and we'll take a couple more looks at that throughout the rest of the night tonight. Now let's take a look at our starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. First, let's get to those starting lineups for the visitors from Cuba City. Cuba City is starting a 6'2 senior guard, number 1, Tyson Richard. Also starting a 6'1 senior guard, number 2, Gavin Vossen. A 6'1 senior guard, number 4, Miles Hinderman. A 5'11 junior guard, number 10, Trevor Van Natta. And a 6'4 senior forward, number 22, Braden Joel on the other side. Southwestern starting lineup. Also starting 4 seniors, 1 junior. The lone junior is the 6-foot point guard, number 1, Aiden Kelleher. Starting 5'11 senior guard, number 3, Austin Furlong. A 6-foot senior guard, number 5, Jack Rundy. A 6-foot senior guard, number 10, Everett Dressler. And the man in the middle, the 6'4 senior center, number 55, Bryce Pierce. Those the starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. We'll take another break. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Getting set here for this one between the Southwestern Wildcats and the Cuba City Cubans in boys hoops here from the James Nettlecoff Gymnasium at Southwestern High School. I'll bring you the colors of the game now. The colors of the game are presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. First up, we'll take a look at the uniforms for the home Southwestern Wildcats wearing their white Adidas uniforms tonight. Wildcats across the chest in blue. SW down the pants. Blue and white text with some blue accents on that one. And for Cuba City, it's the away black Nikes with yellow accents, yellow down the side of those. And Cuba City, for the first time this season, donning those pinstripe pants. Yellow and black stripes. Pretty unique color combination. Not a lot of high school teams wearing yellow and black, so something unique there. Those were your colors of the game. Presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. Tonight's game also presented to you by Haverland Heating and Cooling of Hazel Green, your local Carrier dealer with a complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable. Call Nick Haverland of Haverland Heating and Cooling. Saunders Oil Company of Warren, family owned for 3 generations, offering delivery of premium diesel fuel and gasoline products to tri-state homes, farms, and businesses. Saunders Oil Company of Warren. Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Schneidels Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidels Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. The first supply, first half, comes your way after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. There's the national anthem sung live tonight at Southwestern High School. Always love when we get that. And about to get underway here. Starting lineups about to be introduced. Already got you those starting lineups. We'll also tell you that tonight's game is brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com, member FDIC. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provides exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Maine in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Law Offices, here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Bryan's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Bryan's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Bryan's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. First Supply of Platteville, your total community plumbing and heating wholesale outlet. When quality parts are needed, the experts rely on First Supply in Platteville. Guys Truck and Tractor for heavy-duty towing and recovery, reliable 24-hour roadside service and long-distance transports. Call on Guys Truck and Tractor in Kieler and at guystruck.com. Carver's Hardwood Flooring for hardwood flooring, stair installation, and refinishing needs. Call Ryan Carver, the only Natural Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. And Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, where you'll find local bankers making local decisions and meeting local needs. It's a banking experience you won't get anywhere else. Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, member FDIC. We are through with our starting lineups here. You can catch this one live with video on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. One of 4 games live there tonight. As we're about to get underway, tipping this one off, it's going to be Jack Rundy and Braden Joel. Ball in the air, tip one by Southwestern, and we're underway. Kelleher up top, going to go over here to Jack Rundy. Now Rundy relocates to the center of the perimeter. Everett Dressler on the far side wing. Now Bryce Pierce up top. Goes over to Kelleher. Kelleher fires the deep 3. Off back iron, no good. Rebound falls to Pierce. Another opportunity for the Wildcats. Dressler tries to work inside. No good on the glass. Another offensive board by Bryce Pierce. Rundy inside, spins, layup. Got it. 3 opportunities, and it leads to points for the Wildcats. Jack Rundy, Southwestern 2, Cuba City 0, 30 seconds into this one. On the outside here for the Cubans, here's Trevor Van Natta. Relocates towards the middle, back out. Vossen will fire the triple. That one no good, skips over the rim. Out of bounds, last touch by Pierce. This one gonna stay on this end here with Cuba City. It'll be Van Natta onto the baseline here to inbound this one for the Cubans. Trying to get it in. Inbound goes to Vossen near center court. Now Joel on the outside. Works to his left. Kicks over to Hinderman. And looks like we will get a foul call off the ball on Braden Joel. That's a big one, as Coach Sheevy mentioned. Joel, big performance against Mineral Point. And while Cuba City was not able to pull that one out, they certainly gave the Pointers fits at a lot of times, played a very good game, and a lot of that was led by Braden Joel. Kelleher inbounds here to Dressler. 1 minute gone, 2-0 Southwestern. Dressler working on Hinderman, kicks to Kelleher with space. Aiden Kelleher finishes inside. Kelleher, the leading scorer for this Wildcat team, averaging about 14 points a game, and he's got his first bucket of the night. He was first team all-conference last year as a sophomore. Now for Cuba City, Joel up top, works it inside, batted away, but will get a foul on Kelleher before the shot. He'll be called for the reach-in foul as he's working on Vossen inside. That's the first foul of the night against the Wildcats. Here's Van Natta to inbound it. Goes to Joel. Van Natta comes off a screen, and he's met by Rundy on the near side wing. And another foul call. This one going to go on Jack Rundy, so 2 quick fouls going against Southwestern. Certainly coming out of the gate pretty aggressive on defense. We'll see if they make an adjustment to their on-ball coverage. Richard going to inbound this one for Cuba City. Goes into Hinderman. Hinderman works it up the court. Swings it back to Richard, now in the corner. Driving baseline is Vossen. Pumps once, pumps twice, no good. Pierce skies for the board. Kelleher pushes ahead to Furlong. Now Rundy inside. Kicks back to Furlong. Furlong can't get it to go, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Tyson Richard. It'll stay with Southwestern. 2 minutes gone. Cuba City yet to score. 4-0 the lead for the Wildcats. Inbound goes to Furlong. Now back to Rundy in the far corner as we see it from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. This ball on the deck, and we'll get a timeout from Coach Sheevy in Cuba City with Joel having possession in the post. So it'll be Cuba City ball coming out of the timeout. Quick start for Southwestern. That's been kind of led by Bryce Pierce on the inside, and we'll see what the give and take is going to be here as Coach Sheevy mentions in the pregame that Cuba City is not afraid to go short tonight. Kind of the same look that Coach Nemitz recognized his team was getting from Darlington. Not the key on Bryce Pierce, more the ignore Bryce Pierce game, and hope that he can get his other shooters going and force Pierce to play outside of the post. As you can see so far, that's worked in Pierce's favor. Tonight's game brought to you by Krantz Auto Parts, your local hardware Hank and Napa dealer. See Rob Krantz and the crew at Krantz Auto Parts for full-service repair on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts of Fenimore. And by Bytech Resource Management, a greener way. Bytech Resource Management of Monroe. Inbound here to Van Natta. Up ahead, Hinderman with space, going to work inside. Kicks to Joel, and an easy bucket off the glass for Braden Joel. And the first score of the night for black and yellow. Kelleher works it up here and has it stolen away by Vossen. Vossen up ahead to Richard. Pumps once, and it's rejected. Cubans with the offensive board. Joel can't get it to go. Defense there from Rundy to stop the play. Now on the other end, Rundy Euro steps, and he's blocked. It'll stay on this end with the Wildcats. Good defensive sequence there for Southwestern to recover after that one was stolen away. Pierce fires the three, and he got it. Bryce Pierce unloads from beyond the arc. Pierce, a 38% free throw shooter, pretty solid for the 6'4" big man, and he gets it to go there. 7-2 Southwestern. Now Vossen will try a triple. The response off the mark. Rundy skies for the miss. Rundy, pass up ahead. Dressler, deep three. Got it! Everett Dressler with a deep triple, and the Southwestern lead up to 8. An electric start for Southwestern. Now, can Cuba City respond? Joel on the near side. Hinderman with space inside. Gets it to go. Miles Hinderman sneaks through the defense for his first bucket of the night. Kelleher will take it up here. Looks over to Dressler. Dressler won't use Pierce's screen. Double comes into the trap. Backs out. Kicks to Rundy. Inside Rundy. Spins around. Layup. No good. Rebound to Van Natta. Van Natta up ahead will slow down, go over to Vossen. 10-4 with about 14 minutes on the clock. Joel, baseline jumper, skips over the rim, no good. Dressler will slow it down here for the Wildcats. Rundy to take it up. Screen comes from Pierce. Rundy drives and lays it in. Nice finish from Jack Rundy, his second bucket of the night there, finishing over Braden Joel. Now Hinderman with some space, won't take the deep shot. Goes cross court to Van Natta. Joel, three ball from the corner, leaves it short. Rebound to Pierce. Here comes Southwestern. Dressler inside, pumps once, tries to fall into Hinderman. Does not draw the foul. Hinderman with the board. Good defense from the Cuba City senior. Now Van Natta with a triple, in and out. Shots just not falling to this point for Cuba City. Kelleher makes a man miss, a nifty finish for the junior, and another bucket for Southwestern. A 10-point lead now for the Wildcats. Southwestern looking solid offensively to this point. Inside, Richard, good work inside from Tyson Richard to get the tough bucket over the double team for his first score on the night. 14-6 in this one. Kelleher trapped near the out-of-bounds line, and a held ball possession in favor of Cuba City. That's the second time tonight that Kelleher has been trapped. First one, it was stolen away, and now this one over to Cuba City on the jump ball. Get a couple of subs here. Ben Richards into the game for Cuba City, as well as Hudson Kieler and Cameron Guler for Southwestern, the first action of the night for Caden DeMuth, as well as Carson Splinter and Remy Lawrence. Also Drew Martin into the game for Southwestern. Here's Miles Hinderman on the outside. Hudson Kieler goes back to Hinderman. 12.5 to play here in the first. Guler to his right. Now to Richards. Richards looks inside. Vossen can't finish. Put back good. Good finish by Gavin Vossen on the interior. And that'll cut the Southwestern lead down to 6. Kelleher pushes up for the Wildcats. Takes a step. No good off the glass. DeMuth with the board. Putback won't go. Out of bounds. Last touch by Aiden Kelleher. .12:04 on the clock here in the first half. Still a 6-point lead for Cuba City. Guler in the backcourt goes over to Vossen. Vossen back to Guler and up to Hinderman. Hinderman, double comes. Wildcats look like they're falling into some zone here, a 2-3 zone from Southwestern. Vossen spins, works back out. Now Vossen on the near side corner. Double comes. Vossen works inside. Richards loses it. Would have had a shot. Vossen with the 3 ball. And it's no good off the mark. Richards pulls down the offensive board, so another opportunity coming up for Cuba City. They work it around the perimeter. Hinderman swings it over to Guler. Coach Sheevy calling out a play. Guler losing it. Kelleher picks it up. 1-on-2, Kelleher. Euro steps in, lays it in. Another bucket for Aiden Kelleher. He's up to 6 points on the night and 3 made bunnies. 16-10 now. Southwestern approaching the 10-minute mark in the first half. Guler swings it over to Hinderman. Hinderman going to leave it for Vossen. Vossen, Guler. 3 ball on the way. Off back iron, no good. Rebound to Caden DeMuth. Now Carson Splinter pushes up. Splinter inside. Finishes off the glass. The finger roll from Carson Splinter. And the Southwestern lead back to 10. Hinderman works it up here for Cuba City. Goes over to Guler. Now Kieler on the far side corner. Loses, regains possession. Swings back over to Kieler. About 10 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Kieler works to his left, up top, now to Guler. Guler swings to Hinderman. Hinderman, Vossen wants a paint touch inside. Vossen, turnaround jumper, got it. And looks like we are gonna get a flop warning against Southwestern. That's not something that you see too often. Dressler back into the game for Southwestern. Also coming back in is Rundy. Couple subs for Cuba City as well. Joel back in and Richards as well. Here's Southwestern. Under 10 to play, 8-point lead. Rundy. Corner. 3 ball up on the way, and it's short from Carson Splinter. Rebound to Southwestern. Here come the Wildcats. On the outside is Kieler. Swings it over to Ben Richards. Richards inside, takes a step and finishes on the glass. Nice bucket from the 6'6" forward Ben Richards. Some nice height for Cuba City off the bench. Now Everett Dressler. Dressler with a 3-ball for Southwestern so far. Remy Lawrence tries a triple. That one skips in and out. Rebound won by Carson Splinter. And Rundy slows it down up top. Rundy works to his right. Now back left. Dressler on the far side wing. Won't use the screen. Now back over to Remy Lawrence. Lawrence, Rundy. Head fakes. Now tries to relocate inside. DeMuth out. Catch and shoot 3 for Dressler. No good. Rebound up for grabs. Won by Lawrence, and he's got the jumper to go. Remy Lawrence with his first bucket of the night, the 6-foot junior guard. Down on the other side here for Cuba City, 20-12. The Wildcat lead. Richards off a screen, goes up, no good. Foul on Southwestern, and that'll send Ben Richards to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. That foul going to go on Remy Lawrence, his first third-team foul on Southwestern. Not a lot of fouls so far. We mentioned 3 on Southwestern, another 2 on Kelleher and Rundy, the lone Cuba City foul on Joel. Free throw number 1 short from Richards. Vossen back into the game for Cuba City. Bryce Pierce back into the game for Southwestern. Ben Richards missed on his first, short on his second. And the rebound won by Richards. Southwestern kind of slow getting to that one as it pops off the front of the rim. Now Joel connects on a 3-ball. And that's one thing that Coach Sheevy mentioned in the Raleigh Cheese pregame, is that Joel can shoot the 3-ball. We'll re-inbound this one here as subs did not have time to come in. So in come some substitutions for both sides. Van Natta and Kelleher. This one into Everett Dressler. 20-15, the Southwestern lead. They've led by as much as 10. They lead by 5 with 8 to play in the first. On the outside, here's Splinter. Pass kind of got in the way of the Cuba City defender. They steal it away. Now on the other side, Joel Vossen works baseline, kicks back out. Richard, 3-ball. Got it off the glass. The bank is open for Tyson Richard, and the Southwestern lead down to 2. Dressler over to Kelleher. Kelleher, catch and shoot 3. No good. And that one going to be Cuba City ball. Cubans walking it up the floor here. 7:25 on the clock. Any made field goal here would tie or give Cuba City their first lead of the night. Joel has it stolen away, tipped away by Rundy. Into the hands of Kelleher. Kelleher, Rundy, got it. Rundy lays it in for his 3rd basket of the night on the no-look pass from Aiden Kelleher. 7 minutes on the clock, 4-point lead for Southwestern. Here's Trevor Van Natta up top, held scoreless so far. Hudson Kieler on the outside. Kelleher lets him go baseline, now back out. Vossen looks inside, nice find, and Joel cashes in on the glass. Joel up to 7, he leads all scorers so far tonight. Kelleher works it up for the Wildcats, still going inside, and he walks. (22-20). Southwestern leads this one. 6:31 left in the first half. Haverland Heating and Cooling of Hazel Green, your local Carrier dealer with a complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable. Call Nick Haverland of Haverland Heating and Cooling. Here's Hudson Kieler on the far side wing. Now goes over to Joel. Joel, some space inside. This one up for grabs. Ball on the deck into the hands of Vossen. Cuba City saves the possession. Cross-court pass to Kieler. Step back, doesn't like it. Joel tries to relocate. Now back to Kieler. Now he tries the 3, and he got it. Cuba City with their first lead of the night on the 3 by Hudson Kieler. Just under 6 minutes to go here. 23-22 in favor of Cuba City. Dressler on the outside, looking for where to go with it. Works inside, now to Furlong. Furlong fires to Dressler in the corner. Baseline, trapped. Kelleher, 3-ball on the way, and it's in and out. Rebound to Van Natta. Here come the Cubans. Joel, extra pass. Kieler, that one in and out. The 3-ball almost dropped. Now Wildcats pushing it in transition. Nice finish from Rundy as he hangs in the balance to finish there, and a timeout from Coach Nemitz and Southwestern. Jack Rundy up to 8 here tonight. Now he leads all scores. Kelleher and Rundy leading the way for Southwestern, as it's Richard, Vossen, and Joel leading the way offensively for Cuba City. Saunders Oil Company of Warren, family owned for 3 generations, offering delivery of premium diesel, fuel, and gasoline products to the tri-states, homes, farms, and businesses. Saunders Oil Company of Warren. Also brought to you tonight by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors at Belmont and Prairie du Chien, and at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at Sloans.com. Boz Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Boz Electric, Lancaster and Fenimore, and WCC Brands, custom apparel in Kieler, and at WCC-brands.com. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half here between Cuba City and Southwestern. Here's Kieler, works to the right, now Joel. Swings it over to Van Natta. Van Natta tries to work inside, back out to Joel, and a foul going on Southwestern's Rundy. That's number 2 on Rundy, so we'll see if Coach Nemitz going to keep him in here as we're getting towards the back half of that first half. Officially under 5 to play now. Guler trying to get this one into Hinderman. Now Joel up top. Swings it over to Talon Van Natta. Back to Joel. Hinderman. Back up to Joel near the free throw line. Pull-up jumper on the way and good from Braden Joel. 4 made field goals so far tonight for Braden Joel, and Cuba City regains the lead by a single point, 25-24. Rundy on the outside. Works left, now spins back out. Has it poked away, but regains possession and goes back to Kelleher. Kelleher off of Pierce's screen. Behind the back, pull-up jumper, in and out. Pierce offensive board, and he's fouled. Free throws on the way for Bryce Pierce. That foul for Cuba City is going to go on Cameron Guler. His first, just the second foul so far on Cuba City. Clean game for them defensively to this point. Bryce Pierce, good on about half at the charity stripe. Gets the first one to go. Ben Richards back in for Cuba City, and Carson Splinter into the game for Southwestern. Pierce was good on his first, second one. Up in the air and in and out. No good. 1 for 2 on that trip to the line for Bryce Pierce. Here's Hinderman, approaching 4 minutes on the first half clock. Over to Ben Richards. Now Vossen looks to Guler. Guler back up top to Richards. Now far side corner. Hinderman tries to work inside. And right back out to Richards. Guler almost lost it there. Kicks back to Richards. On the outside, Hinderman looks to go inside. Back out to Vossen. Cuba City moving the ball here. About 30 seconds come off the clock on this possession so far. Hinderman, Richards, Hinderman off his head, regains possession. Over to Guler. Southwestern fans starting to make some noise. Leaving it for Richards, and he's fouled on the way up, so a pair of free throws coming up for Ben Richards. And an interesting thing that, a lot of coaches believe in, but won't necessarily tell you, that Coach Sheevy pointed out earlier as Richards is good on his first free throw, is the importance of not having any empty possessions. Cuba City's goal for starters simply every time you get down the floor on offense, at least get a shot up. And the higher the likelihood that shot goes in, the better. And that's something that I saw with Cuba City against Mineral Point, and we're seeing here with Cuba City against Southwestern. They're not going to force anything on offense. They're more disciplined with the shots they take, as Richards no good on his second. 26-25, the Cuba City lead. Here's Splinter on the outside. Tight defense from Talon Van Natta. And we'll get a foul on Cuba City. It's going to go on Van Natta. Looks like I spoke too soon, a little over-aggressive for the senior guard. 3:09 on the clock. Splinter gets it in here. In the corner, Dressler catch and shoot three off the top of the board. No good, and we'll get a held ball. We'll keep it with Cuba City. It'll be Austin Furlong to inbound this one for Southwestern. Inbound goes to Everett Dressler. Dressler working off of a screen from DeMuth. Backs it out. Works to his left. Drives all the way. Falling away. No good. Rebound ripped away by DeMuth. He can't finish. But now we'll get free throws from Austin Furlong. Third chance shot. No good, but he is fouled. That foul on Cuba City. The first on Ben Richards. Free throw number one, a line drive, and it's good for Furlong, his first point of the night. All knotted up at 26. Another free throw coming up here for Furlong. Furlong got it. 2 for 2 on that trip to the line for Furlong. About 60% on the line from the season. Here's Miles Hinderman. Working off a screen, works toward the baseline and back up top to Richards. We'll get a platoon swap coming up shortly for Cuba City. Boston back up top to Hinderman. 2.5 minutes to play in the half. Cubans down by a point. Entry pass to Vossen. Spinning pass, 2 defenders, leaves it short. Splinter with the board. Now here goes Dressler. In the corner, Furlong. Outside, Kelleher. Works to his left, collects and is swatted by Vossen, but Southwestern regains possession. That one bounced off of Kelleher's head on the block. Kelleher fires it over to Furlong up top, now in the corner. Carson Splinter. Splinter working back towards the top. Step back jumper off the mark. Wildcats cannot save it, into the hands of Hinderman. Cuba City runs, and now they'll slow things down offensively with 1:40 to play. Richards swings it over to Van Natta. Van Natta working near the baseline. Looking for where to go with this one. Defended by Dressler, gets it back to Hinderman. 1:20 to play. Hinderman, 3-ball on the way, no good. Offensive rebound. And the putback good by Gavin Vossen. Cuba City regains their lead. Here's Kelleher. Drives. And he got it. Coast to coast for Kelleher. Now Cuba City looks to respond. Under a minute to play, the seconds ticking down, 29-28. Southwestern, Hinderman. Outside, backs out. Kieler works to his left towards the painted area and backs it out to Hinderman. 40 seconds to play. Kieler looks to Vossen. Vossen to Richards. Outside. Van Natta. 3-ball. Got it! Talon Van Natta with his first bucket of the night from beyond the arc. An excellent ball movement from Cuba City. They've got a 2-point lead. 20 seconds to go. Kelleher brings it up for Southwestern. 16, down to 15 on the clock. Kelleher gets a screen, and there's the switch. Down to 10, 9, down to 7, 6 seconds. Kelleher collects, drives, passes, and DeMuth got it inside as time expires. Kelleher draws the defender away. DeMuth finishes for his first bucket of the night. And at the half, we're all tied up 31-31. What a great half of basketball. We'll take a break and start to break this one down after these messages. This is high school boys basketball on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. After one, all knotted up at 31 between Southwestern and Cuba City. A great one. Absolutely great one it's been so far. Offensively, we've seen highlights here from Kelleher, Rundy, Joel, and Vossen. A very impressive one it's been. We'll take another break and start to break this one down after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. This is the Peterson Agency Halftime Report presented by the Peterson Agency in Argyle. Brad Peterson specializes in home, farm, auto, and umbrella policies. 31-31 after 18 between Southwestern and Cuba City. Let's take a look first at what we're noticing. Southwestern been shooting really well, and that's something Coach Nemitz talked about his team was able to do against Lancaster is shoot to their potential, something that's not always guaranteed and a risk you take when your team places a greater emphasis on shooting, especially from beyond the arc, somewhat of a high-risk, high-reward type of offense. And for Cuba City, some of the same we saw against Mineral Point, taking smart shots, not trying to force anything offensively. It's been a great performance for Aiden Kelleher, who was quiet against Darlington. Everett Dressler a little more quiet. Jack Rundy with a nice performance as well. And Bryce Pierce had a good start to the game, a little quieter since then. So a pretty solid performance offensively for Southwestern. They've been sharing the ball well and dealing pretty well with the pressure that Cuba City has been providing. On the other side for the Cubans of Cuba City, Gavin Vossen has been highlighting tonight so far, been doing it all offensively. Thing that's been most impressive about Vossen is the work that he's been able to do in the post, been playing that role of a big man for Cuba City without someone with the overall size to match Bryce Pierce. Best thing they've got is the 6'4 Joel, but Joel playing a little more on the perimeter tonight where he's been knocking down some triples. It's been Vossen, very physical on the inside and very patient, as is the rest of his side. Joel's got 9 points. It's been a good performance for him. He's got 1 triple, and Tyson Richard with some big shots early for Cuba City. We'll take another break, and the Peterson Agency Halftime Report continues after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, 31-31. All tied up at the break between Cuba City and Southwestern. Today's game brought to you by Haverland Heating and Cooling of Hazel Green, your local Carrier dealer with a complete line of home heating products to keep your family comfortable. Call Nick Haverland of Haverland Heating and Cooling. Saunders Oil Company of Warren, family owned for 3 generations, offering delivery of premium diesel, fuel, and gasoline products to tri-state homes, farms, and businesses. Saunders Oil Company of Warren. Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Schneidels Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidels Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provides exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Russell Law Offices, here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. And Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. Also brought to you by People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional friendly service. And Donnie's Tire and Auto, called the only hooker in town for 24-hour towing service at 568-3014, 568-3014. You're home for excellent car care at Donnie's Tire and Auto in Dickeyville. We'll run through the keys to the half quickly in the second half. Southwestern got to keep playing their game when they've been able to get in a rhythm. They have been able to put up points in large quantities and get on some big runs. Part of the deal that comes with that is for Coach Nemitz being wise when subbing guys in and out to keep their momentum without getting any of them too tired out. That's going to be the key, and then also not getting trapped in that Cuba City defense. And for Cuba City, keep playing your game. Keep taking your time, get your shooters hot, and play the game that you want to play. That's been a key to success for Cuba City so far this season. And limiting turnovers, something they struggled with in that start of that second half against Mineral Point, also going to be a big one here. Those are the keys to the second half. This has been the Peterson Agency Halftime Report. The second half between Southwestern and Cuba City after these messages on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Second half about to get underway. It's going to be Richard inbounding it here for Cuba City. Inbound goes to Trevor Van Natta, and we're underway. 18 more minutes of basketball. And we've got basically a scoreless game between these two talented squads. Here's Hinderman. Back up top to Joel, now back over to Hinderman. Hinderman works to his left towards the baseline, sees a lane, drives hard to the glass, but he's fouled, so he'll get free throws. His shot was no good. It rolled out, and that foul is going to be the first on Austin Furlong. That one comes just 19 seconds into the half. Miles Hinderman will get some free throws here for Cuba City. First one off the mark for Hinderman. One more coming up here. Second free throw on the way, no good. 0 for 2 on that trip. Rundy grabs the miss. Kelleher will go back to Rundy. Rundy slows it down, works to his right. Now back left, working inside, corner. Furlong, triple. No good off the front iron. Dressler skies for the rebound. Put back, no good. Ball still up for grabs into the hands of Furlong. He'll take a floater, no good. Rundy saves it. Dressler, 3-ball, got it! Fourth opportunity for Southwestern, and it's a 3-ball on the outside for Everett Dressler. Now here comes Cuba City. Down by 3, Vossen with a lane to the hoop. And he finishes on the glass there. It's Gavin Vossen with his 4th bucket of the night. Rundy works inside, goes to Kelleher. Back out to Rundy. Inside to Pierce, and that one tipped out of Pierce's hands by Richard. Here comes Vossen. Entry pass. Worked back out. Van Natta on the far side wing. Works to his left. Now kicks to Richard. Deep in that far corner, back up top to Van Natta. About 2 minutes gone in the first half. Wildcats by 3. Vossen drives and finishes on Pierce. Second bucket of the half for Gavin Vossen. And Cuba City now with a 35-34 lead. Here's Rundy, leaves it for Kelleher, and an over and back on Aiden Kelleher. Not watching where his foot is at. Barely gets a heel on that half-court line, and that's enough to send that one the other way. Here's Richard. Goes into Vossen with 15:50 on the clock. Vossen over to the near side wing to Hinderman. Works to his right. Hinderman attacks the baseline. Back out. No one there. Dressler chases it down. Rises, can't finish, out of bounds. It'll stay with Southwestern off of Joel. Rundy goes into Dressler, quick 3-ball. No good, out of bounds. It'll stay with Southwestern. Last touch by Cuba City once again. Southwestern been doing a fantastic job of crashing the boards offensively tonight. Furlong not ready for that one, but eventually gains possession. Up top to Kelleher. Kelleher pounds the rock inside, rises up and is fouled, so that'll send the just 38% free throw shooter to the line. Kind of a low clip for Kelleher, as that was the first foul on Vossen. Kelleher's first free throw, good. Tied back up at 35. Kelleher with 9 on the night so far. Second free throw for Kelleher, up and good. Kelleher 2 for 2 on that trip to the line, and the Wildcat lead is now a point. Here's Van Natta. Works left, right over to Joel. Now Hinderman. Joel with a height advantage over Kelleher. Pull-up jumper on the baseline, and he got it. Braden Joel, a mid-range sniper, and he's got 11. 37-36, Cuba City, under 15 to play. Southwestern looks to slow it down. Dressler on the outside. Screen comes from Splinter. Dressler works over to Rundy. Rundy along the baseline, out of bounds. Last touch by Cuba City. Rundy running out of space, throws it off of Van Natta. Quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Penn State leads Notre Dame 10-0 after 2 in the college football playoff semifinal. No other updates in high school basketball. Nice entry pass there from Kelleher, and Dressler finishes. Kelleher having a fantastic night passing as that one guard for Southwestern. Wildcat lead back up to 1 with 14:20 to go. Inside, Joel gonna go to work on Furlong. Spins, shot, short. Kelleher can't secure the rebound. And a kicked ball violation. It's gonna stay with Cuba City. See both of those coaches going to work on the Queeby Radio Sports YouTube channel, communicating with their guys. Here's Joel on the outside. Gonna drive baseline. Back up top, Richard fires the three. In and out, but Vossen can't get the putback to go. Hinderman can't get it to go. Vossen can't get it to go. Another rebound for Cuba City. Joel, 3-ball. No good. 5 tries and no makes for Cuba City. Both of these teams crashing the boards. That time it doesn't pay off for the Cubans. Here's Rundy. Up top to Kelleher. Kelleher tries to work inside, now fires back out. Dressler gets a screen from Rundy. Met on the outside by Joel. Loses it, regains possession. Now goes to Splinter, 3-ball in the corner. Skips in and out, no good. Rebound to Van Natta. Now Hinderman will try a 3-ball, and he got it! Hinderman dials up one from deep to give the Cubans a 2-point lead. Now Southwestern back the other way with pace. Dressler, the response, no good. Rebound to Joel. Here comes Cuba City. Van Natta has it ripped away by Furlong. 42-38 rather, the lead for Cuba City with 12:35 to play. Furlong works inside and lays it in off the glass. Austin Furlong, his first field goal of the night, and we're tied at 40. And a timeout. Looks like just a substitution timeout. Bring some guys in for both sides here. Some key pieces going to get a break. Van Natta, Furlong, and Dressler for both sides. Play resumes with 12:20 to go. 40s on the scoreboard. Vossen has it tipped out of bounds by Jack Rundy. It'll stay with Cuba City. Richard to inbound it here for Cuba City. Gets it into Vossen, going right to work in the post. Almost had it stolen away, regains possession. Kieler for 3, and he got it! A 3-ball for Hudson Kieler, his second on the night. Outside, here's Aiden Keller, got 10 of Southwestern's 40. Works inside, takes it all the way, and finishes. Aiden Keller, another tough basket. Nifty work for the junior guard. Outside now, Braden Joel. His Cubans working with a 1-point lead at about 11.5 to go, and a foul against Southwestern's Bryce Pierce, his second. Once again, not that many fouls so far in this half either, as we're about 7 minutes into on Southwestern, 1 on Cuba City. Richard inbound it from the near side. Gets it into Kieler in the backcourt. Kieler taking it up for Cuba City. Goes over to Hinderman. Hinderman fires back over. Now Vossen on the near side. Richard, height advantage inside. Feeds to Vossen. And it's stolen away out of bounds, and it'll stay with Cuba City. $11:20 to go. Cubans lead by 1. Hinderman into Vossen. Tipped out. Vossen puts it up. No good. Vossen another shot. No shot when that foul's called. Foul number 3 on Southwestern, and it's going to be assessed to Jack Rundy. And now Rundy's got 3. Rundy has 8 for Southwestern and has been kind of a spark plug for them as Vossen finishes inside, something to keep our eyes on. Vossen leads all scorers, tied with Kelleher. They both have 12. Here is Aiden Keller and his Wildcats down 3. Southwestern led by 10 twice. Cuba City has led a good amount late first half, early second half, but hasn't been able to draw out a large lead. Kelleher looks inside to Lawrence. Now Splinter tries to tie it up, and he dials up a deep 3-ball, and we've got a timeout from Coach Nemitz. Carson Splinter with a huge triple to tie us back up at 45, and we'll take a minute to catch our breath. What a sequence we've had here to start this half. 31-31 coming in out of the break, now 45-45. This is some pretty good basketball we've got tonight, folks. Our game brought to you by Haverland Heating and Cooling of Hazel Green, your local Carrier dealer with a complete line of home heating products. To keep your family comfortable, call Nick Haverland of Haverland Heating and Cooling. Both sides taking some time to talk things over. Got the wave going here at Southwestern High School. Get in on the action in the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. So it'll be Cuba City ball to inbound from under the Southwestern basket out of the timeout. Coach Sheevy calls the inbound play on the full court pressure from Southwestern, and Wildcats will retreat. Here's Hudson Kieler, met by Remy Lawrence on the full court. Kieler works his left. Now over to Hinderman. Joel up top. Now Talon Van Natta into the game. Richards beyond the arc on the far side. Now here's Hinderman in the corner. Works baseline back out. Miles Hinderman, and it's Joel up top. Joel not liking what he sees. Goes over to Kieler. 10:15 on the clock. 45-45. Working inside. Tyson Richard. Good defense. Shot no good. Working the other way here. Carson Splinter. Splinter, and will get a reach-in foul assessed to Talon Van Natta, his second of the half on Cuba City. Dressler will come back in for Southwestern. Inbound here goes to Dressler. Sees some space, baseline, leaves it for Pierce. Finishes, count it, and 1 for Bryce Pierce. Good ball movement for Southwestern. And Bryce Pierce cashes in. He's got a chance to make it a 3-point play. Pierce 1 for 2 at the line so far tonight. Make that 2 for 3. Pierce up to 7 tonight. The Southwestern lead at 3, 48-45. Joel into Vossen. Pressure comes in the full court from Furlong. 9:50 on the clock. Under 10 to play in regulation. Here's Hinderman, and we'll get a foul going on Southwestern. Carson Splinter. That's Splinter's first. Up to 4.5 in the Wildcats. Inbound here goes to Hinderman. Now Vossen up top, works inside. Joel rips it over to Kieler, back to Joel. Hinderman on the far side wing to Vossen. Vossen spins inside, elevates, and is fouled. No shot as he passes that one away. Another foul on Southwestern, and that's going to be the second on Carson Splinter. Here's the inbound. Hinderman, corner three, leaves it short. Rebound to Southwestern. Wildcats lead is 3. They have not been able to draw out a large lead since early in the first half. Splinter tries a 3, and it's in and out. Rebound falls to Talon Van Natta. 9 minutes to play. Wildcats lead by 3. Here's Hinderman on the outside in the far corner. Missed on the 3 the last time down the court. Working inside. That was Joel. Ball saved. 3 ball from Van Natta. In and out. Another one out of bounds. It'll stay with Cuba City off of Splinter. 2 great basketball teams going at it here. Jack Rundy comes back into this one playing with 3 fouls. Hinderman to inbound it. Can't find anywhere to go. Gets it into Van Natta. Now Kieler. Back to Van Natta in the corner. Van Natta relocates up top. Swings it over to Joel. Now Talon Van Natta on the near side wing. Back up top to Vossen. 8:20 on the clock. Kieler. Back to Joel with some space inside. Vossen. Corner 3 on the way, and it's good for Gavin Vossen. Vossen with 15 on the night. His first triple, and we're tied at 48. Splinter stops on a dime and finishes in the mid-range. Wildcats 50, Cubans 48. Under 8 to play. Van Natta is fouled. Not a good foul for Southwestern. They did not have to take that one. Furlong picks up 2. Next foul puts Cuba City in the bonus the rest of the way out. Furlong will come out. Remy Lawrence into the game. Also coming into the game is Caden DeMuth. He'll give Kelleher a rest. And finally, for Cuba City, it's going to be Tyson Richard in for Vossen. Richard. Inbound cross court to Joel. Joel taking some time. Over to Richard. On the far side wing, back to Joel. Up top, off ball screen, back to Van Natta. Van Natta near the free throw line. Kicks back out to Joel. Richard comes flying in. Now Joel up top. Hinderman on the far side wing. Stout defense for Southwestern. Kieler. Works towards the inside, takes it to the rack, can't finish. Rebound to Richards. Now Kieler inside is fouled on his way up. He'll get 2. And for the rest of the way out, Cuba City shooting free throws. That's going to be the first foul on Caden DeMuth. 7 team fouls rather, 7 on Southwestern. First free throw for Kieler, no good. Couple subs coming in here. Richards and Trevor Van Natta. Another free throw on the way in, good for Cuba City. Here's Dressler outside, 50-49. Carson Splinter. Now Rundy up top, gets a screen and it's poked out of bounds. Quick hands from Talon Van Natta to disrupt the play. 50-49 Southwestern, 6:52 on the clock. Rundy in on the baseline to Dressler. has it poked away. It'll stay with Southwestern. Another ball poked out by Talon Van Natta. Here's the inbound. Dressler up top. He's got 8 for Southwestern. Looks for Rundy, space on the baseline, outside. Splinter, a 3-ball, no good. Lawrence pops it back up, can't finish. Dressler, another board, goes up, he can't finish, and a foul on Cuba City. That's going to be a foul on Tyson Richard, his first foul, a loose ball foul. We'll keep it with the Wildcats. Kelleher back in, Vossen back in. Rundy to inbound this one. Gets it into Splinter off a couple screens. Splinter works inside, tries to spin inside, can't finish. Rebound to Richard. Now Van Natta looks behind him, looks left, look right, controls the ball. Over to Richard on the far side wing. Cubans down to 1 with 6:15 to play. Richard, and a turnover there by Richard as he passed it out of bounds. Uncharacteristic for Cuba City tonight. Both of these teams have taken very good care of the basketball. Bryce Pierce back into the game, and the response, Braden Joel back into the game. Rundy will inbound this one, gets it into Dressler with 6:12 to go, and a 1-point Wildcat lead. Dressler over to Kelleher. Pierce inside, takes a couple dribbles, tries to turn around, leaves it short. Shot no good. Here goes Joel outside. Vossen in the corner. Loses it, regains possession. 3-ball on the way from Joel, and he got it! Joel fills it up from deep again, and he's got 14. Cuba City leads 52-50. DeMuth. Now Rundy working inside for Pierce. Good find, and Pierce capitalizes with 2. We're tied at 52. 5:24 to go, and 52-52. What a great game. Trevor Van Natta on the outside to Richard. Now Kieler back to Richard. Richard trying to back his way inside over Kelleher, and he'll go back out to Kieler. Joel up top, just hit a 3-ball for Cuba City, makes Pierce work to the outside. Now Richard drives. Another 3-ball from Joel, and he got it again, Braden Joel! A massive 3-ball for Cuba City. Joel with 17, and the Cuba City lead back to 3. Now Southwestern looks to respond. Inside, Pierce, stolen away. Van Natta, and a blocking foul on Dressler will get free throws for Cuba City. Furlong will come back in for Southwestern. At the line for Cuba City, it's going to be Van Natta. He'll get 1 in the bonus. Got to make the first to earn the second. Free throw up for Van Natta. No good, back iron, out of bounds. It's Southwestern ball. 55-52 Cuba City, 4:33 to go. Inbound to Kelleher. 4.5 to play. Met by Richard in the full court. Kelleher takes it up, looks to go all the way, can't finish off the glass. Vossen the board. Vossen up to Kieler, falling, now to Hinderman. Outside is Joel, and a timeout from Coach Sheevy. We'll take 1-2 back after this on Super Hits 106. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Here's Cuba City with under 4 to play inside. Kieler turns around and gets it to go. And the Cuba City lead up to 5. Kieler with 9. Wildcats have not fallen into too big of a hole at any point tonight. They're hoping that that point will not come yet. Here's Furlong, works it inside to Rundy. Rundy towards the basket. No good on the glass. The board to Van Natta. Van Natta will slow it down now here for Cuba City. On the outside, Kieler. 3:19 on the clock. Now Van Natta, Cuba City trying to protect this 5-point lead. Winner stands alone at third in the Swall. Up top, Richard, 3-ball, no good. And an over-the-back foul on Cuba City. That'll go on Trevor Van Natta, his first. 3:04 to play. Southwestern finds themselves down 5. 57-52 Cuba City. Here's Aiden Keller, got 12 for Southwestern. Goes up to Dressler. Dressler works inside, finds space and lays it in, a nifty one for Everett Dressler, up to 10, and the Cuban lead down to 3. The playmakers are making plays here tonight. Here's Kieler to his left with 2.5 to play. 57-54 Cuba City. Kieler spins, jumps back. Still working back, now to the right. And almost stolen away. It is by Kelleher into the hands of Rundy. Huge play by Aiden Kelleher. Now, here's Rundy. Over to Kelleher. 2:06 on the clock. Kelleher outside, swings it over to Rundy. That's Dressler, rather. Rundy sets the screen. Dressler, 1:52 to play. Works inside, stops, and finishes on the glass. Dressler cuts it to 1. 1 point Cuba City lead. Hinderman a foul, and Hinderman shooting free throws. 3 on Carson Splinter. Miles Hinderman with 2 baskets made tonight, got 5 points. Shooting 1 in the bonus. This first free throw, one of the biggest free throws of the night. .135 to go. Free throw number 1, front end of the bonus for Miles Hinderman. Shot up and good, a huge one. That puts a little cushion on for Cuba City, a 2-point lead plus another free throw earned by Miles Hinderman. Second one for Hinderman, up, no good. Rebound, won by Southwestern. Almost an offensive board for Cuba City. That would have been big. Here's Rundy, 1.5 to play. His Wildcats down 1. Here's Splinter, down 2 rather. Pierce working inside, spins, shot up, no good, but he's fouled. Fouled by Ben Richards. Pardon me, that not on Richards, that's 3 on Vossen. Now Bryce Pierce to the line. Pierce is 3 for 4 at the line tonight, 53% on the season. Needs 2 to tie it. He gets 2 no matter what. First one drops. One-point game, 1:21 to go, 58-57. Cuba City leads. Wildcats gonna get another one here. No good. Rebound 1 by Cuba City, and a call, a timeout right before the foul by Shivi, the steal rather. A huge timeout by Shivi. We'll take 1-2. Cuba City by 1 back after this on Super Hits 106. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 1:16 to play. Cuba City ball. They lead by a point, 58-57 over Southwestern. Here's the inbound. Cuban's going to take their time. Hinderman in the backcourt. Milks the clock down to 1:08 before taking it up. Now, a foul on Splinter. That's the 10th team foul and double bonus. Carson Splinter with 4. 2 free throws coming up here for Trevor Van Natta. No points so far tonight for Van Natta. He will get 2. First one, good. Deafening it here in the Nettlecoff Gymnasium. Good on 1. 2-point lead for Cuba City. One more coming up. Second one, good. Ice cold, Trevor Van Natta. 60-57, Cuba City. Dressler. Inbound goes to Rundy. Rundy with under 60 to go. He's got the ball. Splinter, baseline. Rundy, best three-point shooter for Southwestern. Consistently is going to be Furlong or Splinter. Down to 40. And a timeout from Coach Nemitz. He wants to talk it over with his guys. We'll take 1-2 back after this on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 38.7 seconds on the clock. Southwestern ball down by 3. Are we in for an instant classic? Inbound to Dressler. Dressler goes baseline. Rises up. No good. Out of bounds. Cuba City ball. Southwestern's going to have to start to foul. Coach Sheevy calling the inbound play. 32 seconds on the clock. With the foul, Cuba City would shoot 2 no matter what into Hinderman. And it's stolen away by Southwestern. They'll get another try. 23 seconds. Splinter thought about it. Now we'll back it out. Down to 19. Coach Nemitz has 2 timeouts. Kelleher, 3 ball, fouled. Kelleher is going to shoot 3 free throws. Game on the line. Aiden Kelleher goes to the line. He's got 12. Coach Nemitz pulls his whole team to his bench to chat. Other 4 guys on the floor. Only Kelleher at the line. Number 1. Up. Short. Missed 1. Kelleher gets 2 more. Second one good from Kelleher. 2-point game. Now this, the big one. talking hypotheticals, a make here. Cuba City makes 2 free throws. Still a 1-possession game. Could tie it with a 3. Wouldn't put it out of reach yet for Southwestern. Kieler needs this one to go. Eyes it up. Shot up. No good. Out of bounds. Cuba City ball. A foul, rather. We're going to have a foul on the loose ball. On Dressler, his second. Kelleher, 1 for 3 at the line. And that'll send Ben Richards to the line. 2 free throws, and it's all but over. A lot of noise in here, and it's good. Ben Richards, a huge one. And a timeout for Southwestern. We'll take 1-2 back after this on Super Hits 106. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Ben Richards is going to look to all but put this one away on free throw number 2. The Nettlecoff Gymnasium allowed. Free throw up. Good! 4-point lead. Here's the inbound to Kelleher. 12 seconds. Wildcats got to get a shot. Timeout. Kelleher, 3 ball. No good. Rebound to Cuba. Ball on the deck and a foul on Southwestern, and Cuba City will escape with the win. Vossen will get 2 free throws first. Just 3.9 on the clock. And this one is going to go down as an instant classic this season in the SWAL. Vossen good on 1. Vossen to get 1 more. No good. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Half-court heave does not matter. Cuba City, 63. Southwestern, 58. A huge win for Cuba City. They stand alone in 3rd place in the SWAL and boys hoops. 4-2 in the league, 6-4 overall. Southwestern drops their 3rd game in the league. They're 10-3 overall, but now have a 500 record in SWAL play. We'll take a break and go over the fallout after this one. After these messages, this high school boys basketball on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to our Grant Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, presented by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors and Cuba City Kieler and Darlington Family Dental. This is the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. Cuba City takes down Southwestern in an instant classic, 62-58, and we're joined by some victorious Cuba City Cubans, Braden Joel and Ben Richards on the show. Congratulations on the win. We'll start with you, Braden. So, talking about this game, the big challenge coming up in playing Southwestern is playing Bryce Pierce. And that situation where you're going to force him to take shots inside or make him defensively come out and guard you. What was the game plan like for you centered around Pierce?
So going into the game, we knew that if we played behind him, he would just back us down and score over his shoulder. So the game plan defensively was just to make sure we fronted him, get backside help so that we could eliminate that. On the offensive side, however, we wanted him to come out and guard us. So that's what we did, and it ended up turning out pretty good for us.
Yeah, and with some of those runs that Southwestern went on early in the game, and then when they started to add a little more speed in their game in the second half, how do you guys try and match that and play the game you want to play it?
Obviously, we want to control the tempo of the game, but when Southwestern goes on those fast breaks, we need to be able to get them to slow down back to our pace and how we want to play the game. Because if you can dictate the speed of the game, then you can dictate a lot of other things. And I think that as a team that plays as fast as Southwestern does, I thought we did a pretty good job of slowing them down to the tempo that we want to play at.
One last question for you. Kind of reset the season for me to this point. You lose some early, go on a big win streak, and now you're back in the win column tonight. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. Obviously, Southwestern are crosstown rivals. Getting back in this win column feels amazing. So definitely a great game for us.
All right, congratulations on the win, Braden. Now we'll bring in Ben Richards. You had 5 big points coming off the bench for this team, and I got to ask you, the environment here, it was loud tonight. What was that like?
Yeah, that was crazy. Honestly, in practice, when it's quiet, nobody talking, I can't hit a single free throw. When it's loud like that, clutch times, I mean, that's all it takes.
Yeah, now talking about limiting turnovers, something that was big, and that's something you guys did tonight. How would you do that and have such good ball control?
Yeah, coming off a game of Mineral Point, we struggled a lot in turnover game. So we knew in practice we had to limit that tonight if we wanted to become a good team. So we just worked on that a lot in practice as well.
And looking ahead after this one, you've got Boscobel and then Darlington. What are some things that you're looking forward to in the next couple games?
Just come back with a team, get ready to work, and get another win, hopefully.
All right, Ben Richards, congratulations on the win. Now we'll bring in Tanner Sheevy, the head coach of the Cuba City Cubans. Congratulations on the win, and a statement win it was for your program.
Absolutely. Our guys played really hard. Before the game we talked about limiting turnovers, and our guys really did a good job taking care of the basketball. And then we rebounded well late in the game, and that I think was the difference. Was we had a couple big offensive rebound and lay-ins, and then on the defensive side, our littles did a great job of coming down and rebounding after our bigs made great box outs. Our littles got rebounds, and that's, I think, what kind of sealed it for us.
And one thing that Coach Nemitz and I talked about was in this rivalry, controlling emotions. How well do you feel like your guys did at controlling those emotions and focusing on just playing the game one play at a time?
Funny you say that. Before the season, our guys read an article by Jay Billis called Toughness. It's a great article. And when people think of toughness, they think of batting their chest and being physically gifted over other people. And Jay Billis writes the article about how toughness is more helping your teammate out, sprinting to a screen, getting on the floor for a loose ball, and handling your emotions. And prior to today's game, I wrote on the board, one of our keys was mental toughness. And as the game of runs happened, Southwestern came out and hit us in the face early. And then as we slowly came back and then took the lead and then they came back, like I said earlier, basketball is a roller coaster. We got the last run down the stretch, and that's why we got the win.
And early in the game, Southwestern led by 10 at 2 different points. As a coach, what did you have your guys focus on to kind of claw back and tie it up at the half?
Yeah, it's about doing what we do. Nobody controls anything that we can't control. We say control the controllables. What can we control? Do your job all the time. I think that we got stops. We got a couple of turnovers. We actually won the turnover battle tonight. We got a couple turnovers, easy baskets. And then, when you got Braden Joel making a bunch of threes, and I know Gavin Voss didn't talk tonight, Ben Richard made those 2 free throws, but how good was Gavin Voss tonight? He was on the glass. He got after it on the basket. This morning, he had 102 fever. And so his ability to battle back and play really well tonight, he kind of led us in everything, and I was really proud of him.
You were led in scoring tonight by Braden Joel with 17. Gavin Vossen had 16. Big games for both of those guys. They stepped up at the end right now. We'll name our Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance. It is those 3 balls by Braden Joel at the end. Last question for you. I asked Ben at the end. You've got Boscobel, Darlington, and River Valley coming up. What are you looking forward to in this next little stretch for your Cuba City team as you look to keep growing throughout the month of January?
Yeah, our guys watch a lot of film. Basketball is very important to us, and Cuba City basketball is very important. As you can see, I'm not from here, and I saw a lot of alumni in the crowd tonight because they understand how important Cuba City basketball is. And so our guys that watch a lot of film, we're going to sit back and say, okay, what are some things that Southwestern did tonight that we can control and we can fix? And like I said earlier, it's all about getting better. We want goals for the next game to get better, and the next game is the most important game of the year, and we believe that every time we step on the floor.
Coach Tanner Sheevy of the Cuba City Cubans victorious over Southwestern. We'll take a break and wrap it up after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Congrats, Coach. Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. A 63-58 win tonight for Cuba City. Victorious over Southwestern in a big one. Some of the fallout from this one. Cuba City advances to 6-4 on the season. They are 4-2 in the conference and now stand alone in third behind Darlington and Mineral Point. Southwestern, on the other hand, they are 10-3 overall with some very winnable games coming up. But they're now 3-3 in the league, and they fall to fourth. They've got rematches coming up with the big three in the SWAL. Top three, Mineral Point, Darlington, and Cuba City, and they were able to play close games against two of them. So we'll see if they're able to kind of battle back later in the year. We'll take a look at the next five for both of these teams. Southwestern on the 14th travels to Fenimore next Friday on 97.7 Country WGLR. They're at Mineral Point. They take on Abundant Life on January 23rd at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Take on North Crawford on the 25th, and then host Iowa Grand on the 28th. And for Cuba City, their next five, as we mentioned, it's Boscobel and Darlington next. Big SWAL action on January 17th. Mineral Point, Southwestern, and Cuba City, Darlington. The Redbirds, or the Cubans rather, then host River Valley on the 20th, host Riverdale on the 23rd, and take on Bangor on the 25th at the Jag. Here's a look at what's coming up in the next couple days in our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. Tomorrow, the Badger men's basketball team hosts Minnesota. They take on the Golden Gophers at 5 on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. And boys basketball action, Lancaster's at Platteville on the X Extreme 107.1. Raleigh Cheese pregame for all high school games around 6:40. Action to follow. In girls hoops, Cuba City is at Darlington right here on Super Hits 106 and on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. The SWC wrestling duels take place in Prairie du Chien. Pregame around 3:40. Action starts at 4. On Saturday, the Lancaster Invite in wrestling action starts at 9:30. We'll take a break and pick it up again later around 12:40, 1 o'clock on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. The Green Bay Packers start their postseason journey, the road to the Lombardi Trophy, in Philadelphia with a battle against the Eagles. Pregame at 1, action at 3:30 Sunday on 97.7 Country WGLR. Next Tuesday, in girls basketball action, Wazika Steuben is at River Ridge on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Also on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel and Super Hits 106. In girls hoops, Belmont is at Highland. And finally, the Badger men's basketball team takes on Ohio State on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL at 7. And lastly, in boys hoops action down in Illinois next Wednesday, the 16th, Scales Mound is at Galena. Raleigh Cheat pregame at 5:40. Action starts at 6 on Super Hits 106. Thank you to Tom Kohler and the staff at Southwestern High School for having us tonight. It's always a pleasure. Thanks to our sponsors who make our broadcast possible. And thanks to you for tuning into tonight's game. The preceding has been a Queen Bee Radio presentation of Grant Regional Health Center at People's State Bank High School Boys Basketball, presented by Cuba City Kieler and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on 106.1 KIYX FM, Sageville, Dubuque. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Matthew. Getting in tonight's final score. Cuba City takes down Southwestern 63-58 in an instant classic in boys hoops. Murph till midnight is next. High school, boys basketball, girls basketball, wrestling, and Badger men's hoops. Come your way tomorrow on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. Signing off from Hazel Green. Have a great rest of your night, folks.